Zayne Parekh might be the best pure offensive defenseman in the 2024 NHL draft, while also being one of the most interesting to keep an eye on for future years. He's creative in the way he uses his feet to open space and try to create plays in the offensive zone. He funnels pucks into scoring areas more often than a lot of defensemen I've ever tracked, and has an excellent wrist shot that he's more than willing to deploy all over the offensive zone to create chances for himself. Some of the moments when pinching up from the offensive blue line are really truly high-end, and almost forward-like at times. He's such an active and aggressive player in the offensive zone, capable of mapping the ice quickly, thinking quickly and selflessly to create chance after chance after chance. If the draft were all about fun factor, Parekh would certainly be very, very high on my board. That said, the NHL draft isn't all about fun, and in my view there are areas where Parekh has serious gaps he will need to improve in order to project to top minutes in the NHL. There are just so many examples I have of Parekh simply being left behind by opponents over and over and over through the whole season. His lack of quickness and mobility through his footwork is exposed often on the rush. He can lose races through both speed and physicality. He often defers to forecheckers on defensive zone retrievals and doesn't really show much intent to disrupt that possession, and often he can just be simply spinning off pressure entirely. While he's a tremendous offensive zone passer, his puck management in the other two zones of the ice can also be a pretty big issue, and it leads to lower offensive transition efficiency than you would expect for a player with this kind of production. He can be found not scanning the ice enough to ensure that he's maintaining possession, putting teammates in very tough spots with his passing quite a few times in my sample, and often taking on a massive amount of risk with his passing across the ice. Parekh is a bit of a roller coaster ride, but another troubling thought is comparing Parekh to the truly elite offensive NHL defensemen who are often very explosive and quick and remarkably skilled, where Parekh can often seem to lack the necessary quickness or puck protection skill to drive offensive results, in my opinion, at higher levels. We've seen other high-scoring CHL defensemen struggle to project to a major NHL role in recent years, and in my view there are concerns that Parekh might be the next one in that list, with the difficulty I have projecting his offensive game to the NHL. Parekh is a player with huge potential, with his offensive mind and his vision in the offensive zone if there's a goal to be scored. But over the years, players like him have given me a bit of a pause when thinking of the pace and the physicality, and above all, the need for defensive dependence that I believe Parekh needs to significantly improve in order to play the roles he's projected to play.